Good evening, my excellent biology students. Hope you are doing fine, and I hope you had a good day. So I'll be starting the live class soon. I'm just trying to upload my file so we can start with this live class. So just give me some time. We're going to start very soon. Let me just upload my file. At the song giving Chikonko vibes. Wow. Okay. Okay. Ah, at even the mood has changed. Nikuma final kaidi ma danger. These are dangerous moments, dangerous times. Yeah. Otherwise, good evening, my excellent biology students. Hope you are doing fine, and I hope you had a wonderful. Hope you had a wonderful day. Okay. So yeah. So today we're going to look at the heart, which is one of the topics that we're covering in the online biology group. The heart. We're revising the heart, also looking at health and diseases as well as motion. Okay. So yeah, just sort of covering this part for today, and then tomorrow we're going to look at another topic. Otherwise, someone to kindly confirm if I am audible enough before I begin with this live class. Am I audible enough? The ball that needed, guys. Yeah. I want to like Karen, tell them to leave me alone. Leave on one day, Ochelimbo. That we have changed the instrument. Zamba che kuchinja. Okay. So it looks like I'm audible enough, which is wonderful. So I had some challenges uploading this file. So I'm currently limited to some of the things that I can do. So like highlighting your names, I won't be able to do that tonight. So if you give me an answer, I won't be able to highlight your name. Some of you love that. You love seeing your name on the screen, but for tonight, I'm unable to do that because the way I'm sharing my screen. So what you are seeing is the only thing I'm also seeing. So there's no way that I can highlight your name if you give an answer. Okay. So quickly, without wasting much of our precious time, I think we can start. So we're looking at the heart, and the objectives are we're going to look at define the heart. So we're going to look at the definition of the heart. Of I know that we know what heart is. Also going to look at cardiac muscle. We're going to look at function of the parts of the heart. We're going to look at pumping of blood within the heart, and we're going to look at blood circulation. So these are the 5 objectives that we have for tonight. I pray and hope that I'll be able to cover everything in this live class. So the time is 20:35. We should be done by 21:35 or 21:20, somewhere there. Otherwise, are we ready to learn? Are we ready to learn? Am I talking too fast? Sometimes I feel like I talk too fast. All right, looks like we're ready to learn. So, definition. The first thing that we need to know is the heart, of which I know that you know what the heart is. So, this is just like revision. I'm trying to remind you of what you already know. Okay, so this is a revision. Okay, so I pray that this topic is going to be in your paper this year. Anyway, so what is the heart? That's the first thing that we need to look at. So the heart, this is a muscular organ that pumps blood around the body through blood vessels. Simple definition. It is just a muscle. The heart is a muscle. And what it does is only one thing. It pumps blood around the body through blood vessels. Not if it's magamba. No, the heart is used for loving people. Mushtono was I love you with all my heart. Why Timakondo Naman? Why Timakondo Naman? What do you love with your heart? The heart only does one thing, it only knows one thing, and that is to pump blood. So the heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood around the body through blood vessels. So it performs its function with help of blood vessels. Blood vessels are the ones that will be used to transport blood which is being pumped by the heart. So that's the definition of the heart. It is just a muscular organ that pumps blood around the body through blood vessels. You don't use your heart for loving people, yeah. So let us stop doing that. So we can just say the heart is used as a metaphor, because the heart is so important. When we tell someone that we love them with all our heart, it simply means they're important, yeah. So it's just a metaphor. Otherwise, that's the function, or that's the definition of the heart. It is a muscular organ that pumps blood around the body through blood vessels. Now, the type of muscle found in the wall of the heart is known as cardiac muscle. That is the name of this muscle. It is known as the cardiac muscle. Let's talk a little bit about the cardiac muscle. So, cardiac muscle, what is this muscle which makes up the heart? So, the wall of the heart is made of a type of muscle called cardiac muscle, which has the following characteristics among others. So, the first characteristic is one, it is myogenic. This cardiac muscle is myogenic, meaning it is self-stimulating, meaning the stimulus for its contraction comes from the muscle itself. Okay, the stimulus for its contraction comes from the muscle itself. The stimulus contraction originates from a special patch of cardiac muscle called the pacemaker or sinoatrial node, SAN, found in the right atrium. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say here is that the cardiac muscle, it is myogenic, meaning it stimulates itself. It does not require you to tell the heart that, oh, contract, relax, contract, relax. That happens on its own with the help of the part of the brain which I'm going to ask. By the way, which part of the brain controls automatic processes? Which part of the brain controls automatic processes? Someone is saying at 20 we are having a live class for math. Okay, I'll be done before that. I'll try by all means to at least cover some things in this live class, and then we can continue tomorrow. Otherwise, which part of the brain controls automatic processes? Okay, I've seen an answer, medulla. Benango. Which part of the brain controls automatic processes? So if some of the words are skipping, maybe ni network. I'll try to be slow. All right. Excellent. Medulla oblongata. Timaberenga muno mu class. Hey. Am I audible enough? Limpo at bando ya siri. Au mwandi Limpo. So yeah, I don't know what happened there exactly, but I'm back. I hope I'm audible enough. I hope you're able to get what I'm saying. So let's just quickly go back to the slide I was on. So yeah, I was talking about characteristics of the cardiac muscle, of which I say the cardiac muscle is myogenic, meaning it stimulates itself to function. Okay, and I was saying that you should be myogenic, meaning tell yourself to do things. You do not have to depend on another person to tell you to say, "Oh, do this, do that." That's what the heart does. You are not the one who is in control of the heart. It just works on its own because it is made up of a muscle which is myogenic. So be myogenic. Okay, be myogenic. That's the first characteristic. Okay, so I will miss you when we go. So better you remain not my memory. Thank you very much, Limpo. Okay, so the second characteristic of the cardiac muscle is that it does not develop fatigue, meaning CDMA. Your heart has been contracting, relaxing for a long time. Okay, it has been doing the same thing for a long time, contracting and relaxing for a long time. So CDMA, the only thing that can stop your heart from contracting and relaxing is other factors. Okay, maybe diseases or maybe loss of blood or anything. There are different things that can stop your heart from contracting and relaxing. Otherwise, on its own, simalek, unless there are other factors like diseases. Otherwise, the cardiac muscle does not develop fatigue. Mwamene alilima masozi yako manja when you go for gym, but with the heart, see them. That's just been doing the same thing, contracting and relaxing. So it does not develop fatigue. And then its cells are branched and have a single nucleus each. So if you look at the cells that are making up the cardiac muscle, they are branched, and each of those single cells, they've got a nucleus each. Okay. Anyway, this one is not really needed, but I just had to bring it up. Otherwise, these are some of the characteristics of the cardiac muscle. Now, remember, we said that the cardiac muscle is myogenic. Okay, and there's this special guy which is known as sinoatrial node, which is responsible for that for that function or for that characteristic, which is myogenic. Hope you're getting it. So we're saying that the cardiac muscle is myogenic, and the sinoatrial node is the one that makes it possible for the cardiac muscle to be myogenic. So let's talk more about the sinoatrial node. So the sinoatrial node, also known as the sinus node, it is a small group of cells located in the right atrium, in the upper chamber of the heart. It is the natural pacemaker of the heart, responsible for generating electrical impulses that trigger heartbeats. This is self-explanatory, my students. So the sinoatrial node, what it does is that it generates electrical impulses that are going to trigger heartbeats, or that are going to trigger the contraction of the heart. The sinoatrial node. That's the function. It generates what? Electrical impulses that are going to, cause the heart to contract. Okay, and this sinoatrial node, it is located in the upper chamber of the right atrium. Okay, that's what we need to know about the sinoatrial node. It is also known as the what? The sinus node. Okay, it's also known as the sinus node. I hope you can see. Before I even continue, I hope we can see, and I hope I'm audible. Ungaskamba weka ndaga. So someone to confirm if you can see, because Karen, she's saying I can't see anything. So Benango, I hope we can see. Is everything visible on your end? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, description of the heart. Description of the heart. Description of the heart. So I have two diagrams for you. I have two diagrams for you. So there's this one which I have shown you right now, and there's another one which I want to show you. Okay, so they have two diagrams for you. Okay, I have two diagrams for you. Karen's network, it's doing her blue black. It's doing her blue black. It's discovering touch. Your network, Karen, it's discovering touch. So there's a question from Francine. Though I can't clearly see it, but I'll respond to it. Let me just finish up with the description of the heart, then I'll get back to the question about vegetable, the vegetable state. That's a very dangerous state. It's as if you are just dead. So this is a description of the heart. The heart is divided into two parts. It has got the left side and right side. On the left side, we're going to find two chambers, one on top, one down. On the right side, we're going to find two chambers, one on top, one down. So right now, as you're looking at your screen, your right side is the left side of the heart. Your left side is the right side of the heart. You need to know that. These two sides, they are divided by a wall which is in the middle. The name of that wall is septum. The septum is the wall that divides the heart into two sides, left and right. I hope we're clear. Now, the heart is made up of chambers. The two top chambers are collectively called atria. Collectively, they're called atria. Singular, atrium. The one on the left, it is known as the left atrium. The one on the right, it is known as the right atrium. The two bottom chambers, they are collectively called ventricles. They are collectively called ventricles. The one on the left, it is known as the left ventricle. The one on the right, it is known as the right ventricle. Okay. Now, what do chambers do? Chambers, they simply receive blood. When they receive blood, chambers have got walls which are going to contract to pump that blood going into the next chamber until that blood exits the heart. We need to know that. So chambers simply receive blood. Receive blood by chambers. Okay. And then we also have valves, of which the function of all the valves that you can see on your screen right now is that they prevent the backflow of blood. Meaning, they ensure that blood is flowing in one direction and it's not going backwards. That's what valves do. They prevent the backflow of blood. Okay. So on the left side, we've got the bicuspid valve, which is between the left atrium and the left ventricle. And on the same side, which is the left side, we've got another valve known as the aortic semilunar valve, which is between the left ventricle and the aorta. Okay. And then on the right side, we've got the tricuspid valve, which is between the right atrium and the right ventricle. And on the same side, which is the right side, we've got the pulmonary semilunar valve, which is between the right atrium, the right ventricle, and the pulmonary artery. And then I have talked about the chambers. I've talked about the septum. I have talked about the valves. Now, let me talk about the blood vessels. So what we need to know is that there are three types of blood vessels. We've got the pulmonary vein, we've got the artery, we've got the veins. Sorry, let me say that again. There are three types of blood vessels. We've got the capillaries, not the pulmonary vein. The capillaries, arteries, and veins. These are the three types of blood vessels: capillaries, arteries, and veins. Veins, what they do, my students, is that they bring blood to the heart. They are the ones responsible for bringing blood to the heart. Ndiye yamenya mapeleka blood kuchokera kulikonse kupeleka kumtima. They bring blood to the heart. And then for the arteries, they take away blood from the heart. So we've got veins that bring blood to the heart and arteries that take away blood from the heart. I hope we're clear on that point. We've got two types of veins that are responsible for bringing blood to the heart, and that is the vena cava on the right side and the pulmonary vein on the left side. Both of these two types of veins, they bring blood to the heart. The vena cava brings blood to the heart from different parts of the body, and the pulmonary vein brings blood to the heart from the lungs. So both types of veins, vena cava and pulmonary vein, they bring blood to the heart. And then with the arteries, we've got the pulmonary artery and the aorta. For them, they take away blood from the heart. The pulmonary artery takes away blood from the heart, taking it to the lungs. And the aorta, it takes away blood from the heart, taking it to different parts of the body. Otherwise, the blood vessels that we have that are attached to the heart are the arteries and the veins. For the capillaries are the blood vessels that have got direct contact with the tissue cells. Okay, but with the veins and the arteries, these are the two types of blood vessels attached to the heart, of which for the veins, they bring blood to the heart, and the arteries, they take away blood from the heart. So this is the description of the first diagram, and there's another one here that I want to show you, which is a bit detailed or a bit realistic, so to say. So with this one, my students, let me bring my pointer. With this one, the way it is, we've got the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. So we've got the inferior vena cava, which is down here, and we've got the superior vena cava. Like I have mentioned, these are veins and they bring blood to the heart. You can clearly see by the arrows that the superior vena cava is bringing blood into the heart, and the inferior vena cava is also bringing blood into the heart, of which the chamber that is receiving this blood being brought into the heart by the vena cava is the right atrium. So blood yenda yangena right atrium. Now oku from the superior vena cava ibwera yangena. So superior vena cava is the one that brings blood from the top part of your body to the heart. The superior vena cava brings blood from the top part of your body, taking it to the heart. And the inferior vena cava, it is the one that takes blood from the lower part of your body, taking it to the heart. That's what it does. So both, they are bringing blood to the heart. The difference is the superior vena cava brings blood from the top part of your body, taking it to the heart, while the inferior vena cava, it brings blood to the heart from the lower part of your body, bringing it where? To the heart. Are we following, my students? Are we following? So there are those who are saying, I can't see. So ensure that as you are watching, the quality is high. Now, if I watch it high. So Miss Karen, let me just see. She's really having issues with network. She can't see anything. And yesterday, Miss Karen, I told you to text me. so that I can buy for you bundles. So that's it with the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava is the one that brings blood from the top part of the body to the heart, and then the inferior vena cava brings blood from the lower part of the body, taking it to the heart. And then we've got the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery, it is an artery, meaning it takes blood away from the heart. As you can see, blood is going to flow from the right atrium, it will go into the right ventricle, and then from the right ventricle, it will come out of the heart through the pulmonary artery. And we know that the pulmonary artery takes away blood from the heart, taking it to the lungs. Now, when you look at the lungs, we've got one lung which is on the left side, the other lung on the right side. So when you look at the pulmonary artery, you can see that there are tubes, one which is going on the left and the other one which is going on the right. So the tube of the pulmonary artery which is going to the left, it is taking blood to the left lung. And the tube of the pulmonary artery going to the right, it is taking blood to the right lung. Okay. Otherwise, the pulmonary artery simply transports blood from the heart, taking it to the lungs, of which that blood is deoxygenated, meaning it does not contain oxygen. I hope we're following my students. And then we've got pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins, what do? It's a vein, meaning it will bring blood from different parts of the body, taking it where? To the heart. So if you look at what we have here, there are tubes, two tubes on the left side, this one and this one, two tubes on the right side, this one and this one. All these tubes are all going to reach this point. This is going to be the outlet of all these tubes that we're seeing. Up and per outlet or per inlet, so to say, up per inlet up. Depa menengenera blood yamenechokera kuri tube na tube. That is why we're saying that the pulmonary vein, it is located on the left side, in as much as we also have this tube coming from the right side. Okay, because the inlet, it is located on the left side. So I hope we're clear. Miss Karen, ni sending in text in zakugulira maband. So these two tubes which are coming from the right side, they are carrying oxygenated blood from the right lung. These two tubes, I am tubes, they are simply carrying oxygenated blood from the right lung, bringing it to the heart. And then these two tubes on the left side, they are bringing oxygenated blood from the left lung, bringing it to the left side of the heart. So that's with the pulmonary veins. They simply transport oxygenated blood from the lungs, bringing it to the heart. And then the blood is now going to enter from the left atrium. It will go into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it will now go into the aorta, which the aorta will now lead it to different routes. Okay, it will now lead it to different routes. As we know, the aorta transports blood to all parts of the body from the heart. Okay, so this is a description of the heart. This is a description of the heart. Do we have any questions concerning this diagram, or we are clear? Are we clear? So even Limpo wants bundles. So do we have any questions? Yeah, because right now we can continue tomorrow, and I wanted to mention that if we have, for this week, we're just going to I'll be going live at 20 hours. I'll be going live at 20 hours. Next week, that's when I will start going live in the morning. But for this week, every day up to Sunday at 20 hours. So I started yesterday, up to Sunday, I'll be going live at 20 hours. 2020, so sorry, yeah. So yeah, in na series, those who are taking math, you can go and part of that class. I am going to here on the description. I'll continue tomorrow. Okay, so I hope you've gotten one or two things. Dora, you don't want us to be going live in the morning. You can't manage. And we actually need to have a discussion, my students. I'll pose a question in the group and then I'll need your feedback. All right, my students. So there's someone who's asking me where my group is. So my group is actually it's on WhatsApp. So if you're not yet in the group, you have to wait for the August. In August, I will have 7-day intensive um, class, of which everyone is expected to be part of that class. Because if you won't be, you're going to miss out on a lot of things. So ensure that you are just part of that group. Otherwise, registration is going to start tomorrow and it will end on the 30th. No, on the 31st of July. 31st of July. That's when registration is going to end for the August 7-day intensive revision class. So in the morning, usually we agreed 05. So to run in the morning, we agreed 05. So it's going to be 55 for the July intensive. For the August intensive revision class, it's going to be 55, of which registration is going to start tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to continue with this live class. We have a lot of things to cover here. All this has to be covered, so we're going to continue tomorrow. Yeah. So Limpo, you should join. It's 55 kwat. Join Limpo. Make sure you join. Litumezi. How do you respond to Litumezi? All right, my students, have a good night. We shall continue with our live class tomorrow evening, same time. Okay, have a good night.